And we're back to Kerbal Space Program. Jonny here. No video yesterday. Had a little bit of physical issues going on, and I just didn't want any negativity seeping into our videos. But we're doing a video today. I did do some work off camera, so you can see the first thing you'll see. I did manage to get this into a way better angle, and that's going to be important because if things are phased out, then the propulsion is going to be all over the place and it's going to be impossible to stay aligned. So it took me a while. It's not the easiest thing, but I ended up managing to get something I think will work. We'll see. And then the other thing, I got the first piece of the left arm here. So let's zoom in a little bit. Let's turn on the lights on this bad boy. Just so. Brought some new folks aboard, so now we have a scientist in our processing lab, and I think, who do we have actually? We have Valentina as well, an extra pilot, and we got a lot of monopropellant fuel, which I think will come in very handy. Got an additional docking port there. We're gonna put another kind of propulsion unit, which is this. So this is the design I have for our propulsion modules. Big fuel tank. This one has oxidizer, but it's only because I forgot to remove it. We don't actually need oxidizer. Remember, our nuclear engines only need liquid fuel. So I'm gonna put another one of these propulsion modules here, and then another one here. What you see right now docked in, this was just a refueling mission. I had to correct our orbit a little bit, so I ended up just extending it to around 90,000 meters. We had an issue with accidentally firing our rockets and then going into atmospheric altitude, which was a problem, but I was able to get out of it. I did have to spend some fuel, and therefore I sent out a small mission here to refuel our monopropellant and fuel tanks. So with that preamble out of the way, we're basically set here. The only things we're missing are two propulsion modules, just like this one, and then also we need like a lander module that I think we're just going to attach to here or to here. We also have a docking port there. That's gonna be what we use to land on moons and stuff like that, is my idea, at least. So let's take it back to the space center here. We're gonna try to get most of that done today in the episode, if we can. Luckily, these dockings are easier because we don't have to worry about the inclination. So this should be kind of run-of-the-mill for us. So let me show you what I have for our landing module. Alright, so I did like a small test on the MUN. This is it basically. So we've got a Poodle engine, some big landing gear, and then in here we got like a bunch of science equipment, because the idea is that we're going to be able to go down, grab a bunch of science, and once we go back up and redock, we can reset these experiments. And now that I think about it, we want to have some ladders. The idea being that we can get hold on, let me get a bilateral symmetry going. The idea being that our, not like this though. Oh god, I hate when that happens. Right. Again, the idea being that our scientists will be able to get in there and reset these experiments. So we should be good to go here. I'm gonna pop this back under there. I'll close this. And I think we'll send this over. We'll send this over and see how it looks like. This this setup was to get all the way to the Mun, so we probably don't need 6,000 Delta V. We probably can get away with not having the extra boosters. I think we're gonna be okay with that. Also, before I forget, we should have... I want to have some kind of probe module in here, because if we go to places where it's not safe to land, then I want the ability to send this down without any pilot. So we have that. It looks like shit right now, so let's try to fix that. Hold on. I'm gonna go remove that, pop it up a little bit. Ooh. Okay. Custom built for us. And then I'm just thinking if I'm missing something. I think we're set. Again, I tested this on the Mun and it was fine. We don't need any crew, I don't think. I mean, it doesn't hurt to bring like one engineer aboard. I think also we can save it here. We're gonna hire some more crew. I think it's good to have some redundancy, so we're gonna go astronaut complex. We need like another scientist. Shallory, very high stupidity, low courage. Great combination for a scientist. What do we have? Sanlin is just an awful name though. I think we go with Shallory here. We get Shallory. We have an engineer. We could get like another pilot in case something happens. We could get like Helfrid. It's a hell of a name you got there. What about Kernard? Doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? Just get Helfrid. Gonna be fine. So let's go to our vehicle assembly building. So again, we're gonna have... Hold on. We don't need... What do we need here? I think we need... Get one extra pilot, one extra scientist, and one extra engineer. Do we get Shannon or Hurley? Hurley. I think we get Hurley. Has like a funny name. Also, Shallory and Shannon is gonna be a little bit of a mix-up for us. So, alright, all set. Action groups. Okay, we have the science stuff in one. All set. Alright, enough talking. Let's fire a rocket. Alright, bottoms up. Hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. But yeah, so we're a couple steps away from being able to launch our mega station, the Kraken. Pretty excited about it. Where will we go? I don't know. I mean, feel free to tweet me with your suggestions, but I'm thinking we go somewhere exotic. We go like to Eve. Because we've already taken a peek at Duna. Maybe it would be a little underwhelming to go to Duna right now. So I think Eve is like the next easier target we can go for. Which it has like I don't know actually. I don't know if you can land on Eve, because it's supposed to be like Venus, right? And you know, like toxic clouds and all that doesn't seem like... I don't know if our Kerbals can EVA in there or what's the deal. So it kinda intrigues me in a way. Kinda wanna go there and find out. We're gonna run out of fuel in this stage. Which I don't know if it's okay. Again, I didn't plan this very like thoroughly or anything. This was just like a quick thing I had put together to go to the moon and back. I had barely enough fuel to like land and take off correctly and come back. But hopefully we'll have enough here. Just start burning. Go for our run-of-the-mill maneuver here. By now we've already done quite a few of these. I think docking maneuvers are pretty tricky, man, because the thing I was trying to do the other day, where I was trying to get a correct angle with respect to the station, it's actually trickier than it looks, because when you roll sideways you can get the correct inclination, but you've also displaced the ship. So in a way it's like this is not really working out that well, by the way, if it's not abundantly clear. Well, we'll see if we're able to get in orbit with this thing or not. We'll see. But yeah, by rolling sideways to get the correct angle, you displace your ship as well. So you're like in a really tricky situation, because you're trying to compensate the whole time, and there are literally 6 keys you have to play with when you're using RCS. So it's like kind of like playing the piano, really, in a way. Except I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to RCS, and I know a little bit about piano. But yeah, I mean, in the end we got something that I think will work. But it's very important, for example, that you have the same thrust in all the propulsion modules. So if that was not the case, then I would be worried. We would basically just kind of spin out of control. And right now, I mean, the orbit we're gonna get is very undesirable, but at the same time, it's fine. Remember, this is something we do anyways. We get like a slightly bigger orbit in order to allow the station to catch up to us. So I think we might be able to make this work. So the operation is you allow the station to catch up a little bit by just warping to apoapse. The station is in a slightly lower orbit. Coffee there, so good. So yeah, so that means that it travels faster than we do. You can see the encounter is closing in. It's not really where we want it yet. So let's just speed up a little bit. We've got plenty of fuel, and we have that reserve fuel tank attached as well, so that's gonna fill up anything we use. So we don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about not using any fuel in our lander module. And I think it doesn't matter where we dock our landing module. It shouldn't matter. You know, obviously weight is not something we really gotta worry about in outer space. But, okay, so hold on. Before I continue that train of thought, we got an encounter. So we're back. I took a short intermission there, and by short I mean like a 1-hour intermission. I ordered some food and it came earlier than expected, so I had to take a break. My train of thought has been quite interrupted, but I think we got like an encounter here. That's what we're aiming towards. So let's try to close that in a bit. I'm go. My good friend told me you can just right click and then the thing actually sticks there. But that's not the direction we're looking for. Well, the problem that you know, if we do that, we're gonna have to correct our speed a lot. So I don't really want to do that. Instead, we can maybe do like a little bit, and hopefully that doesn't seem to be working either. Okay. Oh, hold on. Oh, we got something. Alright, keep going. Keep going. I'm looking for like 2 kilometers. That's the range I would ideally like to end up in. Whether or not that's realistic, I don't know. I think it's possible that we're not gonna have that luxury. So we're just gonna operate with what we have. So take me to closer to the maneuver here. But yeah, also one of the reasons why I did some of the assembling off camera is that I think, I mean, I'm cognizant of like how long this is taking to build this thing, because it's like a very ambitious kind of project, undertaking, if you will. So, you know, I'm trying to skip some of the steps here for you, so you don't have to sit through 5 videos before we get any action on this thing. And a lot of the maneuvers being done here you've seen many times. So all right, well, not the best encounter we've had, I think it's safe to say, but you know, 10 kilometers is within the range that, you know, you can probably close in, or at least it's realistic to close in. We can turn around pretty efficiently with this thing as well. So I think the way we do it is we want to push the retrograde marker towards our target. So also by doing this, we're breaking our speed, which right now is quite high relative to the target. So we're kind of doing 2 things at once here, which is, at least in my understanding, it's like a step up from what we did originally, which was simply firing. Okay, wait, hold on. I messed up here. I definitely messed up, because this is the target. This is not anti-target. So I'll tell you what, just cancel all relative movement to the target. And we screwed up a little bit there. Actually, we were firing away from our target. We want to make sure we're firing towards the target here. I'm gonna go like 50 meters per second. You can see the distance increased there a little bit. So we can speed up a little bit, but we gotta be careful, because the prograde vector is gonna diverge from the target vector little by little, as you can see there. And then here is where I think the operation is. Again, you go to the retrograde, because anything you do here is gonna kind of break or slow down your speed, which is a good thing, because we have like a pretty high speed anyways. So we try to adjust our direction by pushing the retrograde marker towards the target. So again, the idea is we're doing two things at once. We're correcting our direction here. By the way, I'm gonna level with you. I'm colorblind, and sometimes it's hard for me to see the anti-target marker. So if it looks like I'm being really dumb, it's just probably because I can't actually see the thing that well. But now we have 15 meters per second. This is already speed we can manage. So instead of braking, we can accelerate a little bit. We can also think about using RCS now instead of our main propulsion. But the main thing is that we're trying to correct our direction constantly here. Alright, so we got a good speed going. Gonna speed up. Again, inevitably the program marker is going to start moving away. And we're gonna make some corrections here. So let me locate the where is anti-target. I'm being pretty slow on this. Okay. So you wanna brake. I think at this point you just cut your relative velocity because we're really off here. And then you give it some juice towards the target. Go like 10 meters per second. Now is when we gotta use our RCS. We should have plenty of monopropellant. Well, sorry, I would say plenty, but also we're really not decelerating as fast as I'd like here. Yeah, this is not working. We gotta use our main propulsion. RCS is too weak for this. Okay, there you go. So we have stopped. And now we got a decision to make. Where do we want to dock this thing? I say for now we aim for that docking port. I'm gonna use this docking port, of course. So open that up. And then this bad boy we wanna control from here. You open the shield ports and you aim. There you go. You aim towards that and you set the ship to follow the target. So now that we're lined up, can drop a quick save here, but this should be easy money for us. So we're gonna start using our RCS. Yeah, we should have packed more RCS ports because the acceleration on this thing is pretty poor. I still don't really understand this. I'm still using the nav ball mostly to navigate here. But it's kind of weird because the nav ball says we're fine, but clearly we're like ways off here. So I'll tell you what, let me just try to cut my speed. Let's see if I'm able to kind of operate this thing in a way that, you know, we can actually be a little bit more accurate. Right now it doesn't look that good, to be honest. I'm almost like I just want to use the old method, because at this point I'm just like, hey, I just want to dock this thing. So you cut your relative speed, which is a bit messed up now. And then you go for the dock. You're gonna go slow here. Aha, I knew it. It wasn't doing it. Yeah, why isn't it sticking to the target? Control from here. It's not doing it. Well, that's very annoying. I don't really get why it's not working properly, but we're gonna try to make it work. I mean, maybe there's something wrong with the design, or the fact that it's on that particular kind of position there. Maybe there's something messed up with it. See if I can. So very difficult here, but and the camera is not helping, and the ship is actually turning, so you gotta stop here. Stop. You gotta stop your RCS movement. Just stay still for me. Okay, so can we just cut our movement? Hold on, hold on. Oh, this is really a mess. Okay. Look towards the target, give it a little bit of acceleration. Come on. All right. Well, it looks kind of silly. It looks a little bit like it's a dude holding up a bat. I mean, obviously we're gonna detach this piece here. So tell you what, drop a quick save. And then, what do we have left on these tanks? Not helping with the camera, and definitely not helping with that. Yeah, so these tanks are pretty empty. We need to fix that. So we're gonna select all of these, and then one of these big boys we're gonna say out. You can see we spent a lot of monopropellant just kind of maneuvering in. So that kind of leads me to think we may need even more monopropellant. So we might bring up more. Let me speed up this fuel transfer here. Okay. So our landing module is ready. Let's transfer crew. Gonna transfer some of our folks. We don't want anybody left on the landing module because we want to make sure that nobody goes by accident into the landing mission. So you just split people up, and then nobody is in here. Okay. And then we can detach this bad boy. We have some fuel left. We didn't have... Yeah, we don't need anything there, which is fine. We could actually just keep this, because this is fully operational, and we could just have this as extra fuel. Nah, I don't want that, man. Just get that crap out of here. This is our landing module. We have some lights, so hold on, let me just do this. Lights are on now. Systems are nominal. It looks a little bit weird, but it's not the worst. So again, the idea is this thing can just decouple, land somewhere, and then come back, recouple, fuel up, and then go somewhere else, which I think is pretty cool. This monopropellant tank is running out, so we're gonna need to replenish that at some point. We have nothing left in these. That's fine. Alright, I think we'll leave it here for today. So the only things left to do is we need another propulsion module like this. That's going to go here where this thing is right now. Remember, this is just temporary. This was just for refueling. And then another propulsion module will go here. We're gonna pop a couple more monopropellant tanks because we consume a lot in the station. And dude, after that, we're gonna be ready to move out. Alright, well... yeah, I'm just thinking about the numbers of Delta V we have right now. They might be a little deceiving, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. What I am gonna do is shut down. Okay, it's already shut down. That's good. We don't want to make sure that when we fire this engine is not gonna fire. Very important. But yeah, we're gonna leave it here for today. Thanks for sticking with me, as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.